What's good, everybody? And today we are going to talk about Logan Paul, suicide, be here tomorrow.
When I come around, got the whole thing wobbin', wobbin'. When I come around, got the whole.
Welcome back, Street Gang. If you haven't subscribed already, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification button so I can know you part of notification gang. But today we are going to talk about Logan Paul. Logan Paul just came out with a new video called Suicide Be Here Tomorrow. Logan Paul is a big YouTuber. He first started on Vine, doing Vine compilations and Vine skits, which he transferred over to YouTube, and he has made a successful career off of YouTube. Lately, he did a video of him doing a 24-hour challenge in Suicide Forest and filmed a man that hung himself. That video have been banned, and he came up with an apology video, and a lot of people were just bad-mouthing him and stuff like that. It was unnecessary, uncalled for, you know. Then a company that name is Maverick then came out and suing the former YouTuber Logan Paul for his merch, saying he took $4 million away from their businesses with his merchandise. Yo, if you support Logan Paul, support him. He needs people to support him through this time right now. If you don't, just stay in your lane. Don't try to hit a subject you don't know nothing about. You know, it's hard. Suicide is not something you play with. Suicide need to be taken very seriously, and if you need anybody to talk to, and I mean anybody to talk to, the suicide hotline will be in the link in the description. Also with my email and my social media, if you want to send me a letter or anything like that, I will surely read it and surely get back to you. So we are going to get into Logan Paul, suicide, be here tomorrow. Let's get it.
For 40 minutes, crying like a baby. Bikers, joggers, tourists, runners, they went by me. Police officers searching for suicidal people went by me twice. I'm standing at the ledge, leaning over the rail with tears flowing down to the waters. And I thought to myself, absolutely nobody cares. And then the voice in my head said, jump now, and I did. And the millisecond that my hands cleared the rail and my legs flew over it was an instant regret. The depression was wiped from my mind, and all I wanted to do was live, and I thought it's too late.
Kevin Hines was 19 when he jumped off the Golden Gate Bridge. He is one of the many incredible people that I've been grateful to meet over the past 3 weeks as I aim to further understand the complexities surrounding suicide. And I know I've made mistakes. I know I've let people down. But what happens when you're given an opportunity to help make a difference in the world?
The backlash against the social media star.
Very popular guy called
Logan Paul is in some
I
hot
think
water.
he's a complete and utter insensitive idiot.
Taking a break from daily vlogging.
Even he says his latest content was his biggest mistake.
I want to apologize to the victim and his family.
It's time to learn from the past as I get better and grow as a human being. I'm here to have a hard conversation so that those who are suffering can have easier ones.
So I've never been so humbled in my life by a single event.
Were you kind of shocked by it?
I was shocked to discover just how big this is.
You've never known anybody that killed themselves?
No one. And that was part of the problem. It's just my ignorance on the subject.
But in Ohio, where you come from, it's the second leading cause of death.
And I know while I'm not able to solve the problem by myself, I want to be a part of the solution.
And that solution began across the country in New York City. We sat down with Dr. John Draper, director of the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline.
We have to change the conversation publicly from just focusing on suicide and how something bad is happening and say, well, what do we do about it? Help people understand that the first thing they need to do is reach out and talk to somebody when they're feeling in despair. Because you're not alone with it anymore. They've done studies with people who are experiencing any kind of pain, including hanging off a cliff. You can hold on a lot longer if somebody is right there with you.
I think as a society, as human beings, we just have to be more compassionate. And that includes me too. That's something I'm learning along this journey. And something else that Dr. Draper told me were the 5 steps that anyone can take to help prevent suicide. Step 1 is simply just ask. Ask yourself, ask others, are you thinking about suicide? And I know that sounds like a daunting question, but literally that question can save lives. And step 2, accordingly, would be just to listen. Be present. Don't make any judgments. And then step 3 would be there for them, even after you've already asked, because dependability is key. Step 4 is then help them connect, whether it's with a friend, a family member, a local suicide hotline, therapist, but help them reach out to someone so they don't have to deal with this alone. Lastly, step 5 is just check in on them, show them that you care. Call them up, say, hey, I want to make sure you're okay. Can I check in with you over the next few days?
So one of the things that is so important about reducing stigma is getting stories out there about people positively coping with suicide.
Do you guys know anyone I could talk to with a lived experience of suicide?
Absolutely. We have quite a number of people that we could refer over to. Yeah.
That'd be great. Yeah.
And that's how we got introduced to Kevin Hines. 17 years ago, Kevin jumped off of the Golden Gate Bridge and survived.
These are individuals whose stories, when people hear them, they say, you know, maybe I can get through. As opposed to hearing stories when people haven't. And those are, unfortunately, those are stories that we've heard before. Now we're hearing more and more stories of people being more open about it. And as I was saying before, Logan, for every 1 person that dies by suicide, there's 287 other people that think seriously about it but don't. Those are stories, again, that have not been told. If we told those stories of people who got through it as opposed to one who didn't, imagine what kind of influence that would have on people's behavior.
When I found out that 1 in 6 high school kids seriously think about suicide, that's stunning.
Yeah.
This is such a common problem.
Logan, all I wanted was for one person to look me in my eyes and say, hey, kid, are you okay? I am so grateful to be alive. And I'm grateful today for every millisecond I get to breathe. Because it was almost all ripped from me by me.
What's one thing you would have said to your younger self? To the Kevin who is 19, sitting on the bus, if you were next to you, and instead of the guy who pointed and laughed, what would you say?
I would just put my hand on the I would just put my hand on my shoulder and I would just say, I'm here for you. I got you. We need to be a society that comes together for every person in the community that's going through hell. And in order to do that, every person that's going through hell, whatever hell, has to be honest about their pain. And if they're going to be honest about their pain, we are going to collectively answer the call and be there for that individual. Because if you don't see beauty in the next person you meet, you're not looking hard enough.
You're incredible, dude. This is an honor for me.
It's an honor for me too, brother.
From this point on, I want to make an effort to contribute and immerse myself in the conversation, so I'm pledging to donate $1 million to various suicide prevention organizations, with the first $250,000 going immediately to the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline so they can increase their capacity to help those in need.
For anyone watching, I want you to know you are not alone, and most of the time, crisis passes. So if you or anyone you know feels alone or trapped, I encourage anyone to call or even text a suicide or crisis hotline. Both of those numbers are below, and although this is a tough conversation, it's important because things can and will get better. It's time to start a new chapter in my life as I continue to educate both myself and others on suicide. I'm humbled and thankful to say, this is just the beginning.
Yo, let me just tell y'all this right now. I used to be bullied in high school. I used to be bullied in school, period. A lot of y'all, if y'all follow me on any of my social media, y'all know I'm a real big dude. I stand 6'6", 252 pounds. I'm a real big dude. But I haven't always been this size. I started getting picked on really bad in elementary school, leading up to middle school. in high school, I didn't really get picked on because I was such a big guy. I was like one of the biggest guys in my high school. When I would see people get picked on and nobody else would be there to stand up for them, I used to be the one to stand up for them. You know, seeing somebody that get picked on, just walking up to them and sitting down, introducing yourself and saying, "How are you?" can go a very long way. Suicide is not a joke. Is not a joke. Suicide needs to be addressed head on. If you have a friend or anything, you know, that is going through this, be there for them. Talk to them. Check in with them. Call them. You know, text them. Be like, "Hey, I didn't really want nothing. You know, I was thinking about you. How are you doing? When you get this, text me back or call me back. Let me know you are alright. You know, love you." You know, that right there can go such a long way for somebody who is going through something like this. With that being said, Logan Paul, and I'm saying this directly towards Logan Paul, I like what you are doing. I see you growing from your mistakes. You know, it may look very hard right now, but believe me, it's going to get better. To Logan Paul, She Gang, She TV, you have my 100% support on what you are doing. You know, I done had a couple friends that have committed suicide. It done hurt their family and really hurt me because I was very close to them. It's very bad. Like, a lot of younger people commit suicide. I never thought I would be living in a world where suicide was so high. You know. With that being said, you know, like I said, if you have anybody that going through this, you know, you be there for them, talk to them, check in with them, call them, text them. You know, I'll be there for them no matter what. If you are going through something and you don't really feel like you have a friend to talk to or anything on the matter, or anybody, you feel like nobody will listen to you, you can email me. My email will be in the link below, will be in the description below. Email me. You can hit me up on Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, any social media platform I have. You can hit me up and I will talk. I will gladly talk to you. You know, I even have a friend named Nerd Alpha 101. He's the same way. If you want to talk to me or him, you know, hit us up on our social media. His information will be in the link in the description, also with mine, and with the suicide contact hotline. Like the video, comment, share. Share this to everybody and let them be aware of what is really going on. So to everybody out there, to She Gang, to the whole nation, this She TV, I'm Sheed. This was Logan Paul. Suicide will be here tomorrow.
Chose keep
And I hope
watching.
y'all like
Love
the
it when
video.
they do it too. The boy need
Peace.
options. Whole team mobbing. Whole team mobbing. When I come around, got the whole thing wobbing. Wobbing.